So at what point does one decide, okay, like now's the time to get into that more narrow focus of effort? Like, we've got it. Let's run with this. Because there is a component of the creative process that involves packaging and finishing. And is that part less satisfying to you, or is it just all part of the same larger arc?
It's all part of the same. It's nice. There's a good feeling. There's usually a good feeling when something is done. On the one hand, it's a commitment, because up until the time that you say it's done, you can keep experimenting and changing it. You know, if you think, well, maybe tomorrow I can make it better, then it's not finished. And you keep thinking that for a long time, you can do that forever and never put out anything. So getting to the point where you're ready to sign off is a good feeling. And it allows you, one of the things I talk about in the book is, because it is a difficult thing to do, because it's fun to play and it's fun to, maybe it's not the best it could be yet, you know, to use whatever the next project is going to be as motivation to finish the one you're working on now. Like, I'm working on this, I'm spending all of my time on this thing. It's really good. I believe it can be better, but there's this other thing that I really want to make. And if I keep tinkering with this one, I'll never get to make the other one. So using other projects as a impetus to finish something and release it into the world is a good one. And you said your description of source as something within us. I don't know if I would say that was accurate. It's definitely in us too, but it's not only in us. And it's, I think of source as the organizing principle of everything. And it's how everything exists, how the trees grow and why there are mountains and anything that we can see in the outside world, and every discovery and every piece of art and every new design and every machine are all outgrowths of this source energy. Our part of it is the antenna that like connects to it. Mm-hmm. And maybe we're the vehicle for source to allow things to happen in the world.
And thank you for that, because I did indeed misspeak, because I recall very distinctly in the book you described how, you know, the physical world is constrained by the laws of physics, and certain things the imagination is unconstrained. And I think I have this right, that you said that, you know, the work sits somewhere between those. It's neither of one nor the other, but that ultimately what feeds into all of that, our imagination and the way indeed that our brain is a physical entity, the nature in the outside world provides at least what appears to be near infinite, if not infinite options. And I love the example of the color palette, that if we restrict me to whatever sorts of paints or medium I have, then it's restricted. But in nature, there's an infinite number of shades and tones and combinations.
And even on one, you know, if you pick up a rock and look at the color of the rock and tried to find a paint to match that rock, it would never match. There's too much, there are too many variations in nature within a single color rock for us to get close. There's too much information. We scratch the surface. We're only scratching the surface.